Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Podcast, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some stocks on the move today. We are joined by Bloomberg's Kriti Gupta. And Kriti, when you hear that copper tariffs could be coming within weeks, much earlier than expected, as Bloomberg News has been reporting, it begs the question, how's Freeport-McMoRan reacting? Good morning.
Good morning, Nathan. It's reacting really, really well, but this is pretty natural. You've seen it in a lot of the commodity players around the world, including right here in Europe as well. But Freeport-McMoRan, of course, is one of the largest copper producers in the world. So tariffs on global commodities would, of course, help support that business. So FCX is your ticker this morning. And I should mention, it is the highest volume mover to the upside that you are seeing. And, of course, coming off of that tariff front, higher by about 1.6%. You are also seeing social media volume, by the way, rise, which the Bloomberg terminal does a really great job of tracking, trading just shy of $44 a share. So good news there for the copper bulls that are invested in Freeport-McMoRan. There's another one that I should mention here, though, in terms of tariff-related movers, or I should say geopolitical tension-related movers, and that's in the chip sector. I'm going to kick it off with Micron here because that's your other second biggest kind of mover to the upside in the pre-market. MU is your ticker, trading just shy of $96 a share, higher also by similar margin to the tune about 1.4%. So those are the two stocks you want to keep an eye on from a geopolitical tariff perspective as well. Let's switch it maybe to a little bit more of what's going on stateside, if I can, and focus in on two names that I think the retail crowd really loves to hear about, and that is Dollar Tree and GameStop. I'll kick it off with Dollar Tree because there's some M&A news worth keeping an eye on this morning. DLTR is your ticker, higher by about 6.5%, trading just shy of $72 a share. Now, they've reached an agreement to sell its Family Dollar business for more than $1 billion to private equity firms Brigade Capital Management and Maslam Capital Management as well. They also reported some fourth quarter earnings as well, which came in a little bit higher than expected. So a double whammy there when it comes to what's driving Dollar Tree shares. I promised you a little bit of GameStop as well, Nathan.
Yes.
Shares are on a roll this morning. GME is your ticker, and there's a couple of factors of why this is happening. We should remember again that a lot of this has to do with some of that retail optimism. Shares higher by about 13% this morning, trading at about $28 a share and change. It comes after the video game retailer's board approved a plan to add Bitcoin as a treasury reserve asset. This is very similar to the line we heard from Truth Media and Technologies firm yesterday, and they were also partnering in the crypto space and the ETF space. So DJT had moved in yesterday's session. Looks like GameStop following a similar market move as well. It wasn't a surprise announcement, but it was a subject of speculation. So it looks like GameStop shares now actively moving on that. They also had fourth quarter earnings that came in on the positive side, some real growth on a year-over-year basis. So GME higher by about 13%. And then, Nathan, we've got to hit our favorites. NVIDIA and Tesla, they're the ones that tend to move the most in the tech space. They're also your worst performers in the pre-market this morning, at least from the S&P 500, the biggest tech companies. TSLA down about 1%. NVIDIA shares down by about the same margin as well. And NVIDIA has also released some poor China sales data as well. So that might certainly be bleeding into their fundamentals. Tesla, on the other hand, maybe paring back some of the gains we've seen in the last couple of sessions. TSLA trading at about $285 and change, and NVDA trading at about $119 and change, Nathan.
The Stock Movers Podcast from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.